Hello, you guys. I'm going to be showing you my NETS.S lesson plan that I came up with. The first thing I'll show you is just the standards that I just had to cover. These standards actually came from ELA's sixth grade standards, and they kind of focus on basically what we want students to know in terms of looking at two different authors' perspectives about a specific topic. The NET standards I also cover were Empower Learner and Knowledge Constructor. Just an overview of the project, I actually used Think Circa as my main focal point for the project and just trying to give up my students another way to use this program outside the regular ELA classes and build support. The second thing I also did is I also used several programs as extensions to strengthen the program. Also, I came up with several different essential questions that kind of built onto the program. And then there's many resources that are available, and I'll show you those in a second here. So the program allows you to differentiate really easily. You can see you can go through the different grade levels. One thing I will mention, though, is that the grade levels that is set according to are very rigorous for the age group. So I'm going to show you guys what a fifth grade reading level looks like for this topic. So the first thing you do with step one is you see that they give you the topic overview, or they just give you a brief summary about what's going on in the text. Over here, they actually want you to engage and type about an experience that you had where you might have helped out in the environment. Once you get past the step one, you go on to read. And you can see this is a long, lengthy article. It's 20 minutes, basically. So if you listen to that as a class as a whole, you need to make sure that you have plenty of time and plan to take a lot of time with this lesson, because it's going to take a lot of your time for one day's lesson plan. Once the students have finished listening to the story, they can actually go over here and complete the reading questions. I often ask my students if they want to go back and listen to the story again with their headphones, and some of them take me up on that. And they usually have better scores when they do that. The next thing we did is we engaged the text, where you use the aqua and pink highlighting functions to highlight the text. So when you click on that, you can actually go here and highlight the text and add additional notes to support your conclusion. The next thing you see is a summary. The summary allows the students to focus on select sentences from each article and then find a conclusion that both authors can agree on. The last thing I would say is that there's a build an argument. And this is where it kind of gets you ready for the claim. And the claim is like where you feel like you're going to lean towards with the two different authors' opinions. And then the last step is creating your Think Circa. A lot of students struggle with this because it's in a tight format right here. So I try to encourage them to use Microsoft Word or Google Docs to type the document and then copy and paste it back into there. So some of the things I used as web tools in my program is I used a text assessment just to kind of gauge if they'd used any of the programs we were going to use in this lesson plan. And this also gave me a way to get a tech assistant to assist me in the class, because it's a very busy class and there's a lot of demand from the students for attention. The next thing I actually used was a Google question prompt, and this allowed the students to complete a short answer, that's 3 to 4 sentences, based off watching the 2 videos I embedded into the question. And this was really productive with the students. The students also utilized their Clever account to log in, which was great, and allowed them to be comfortable with using that. The next thing is I provide handouts to help the students with their ease and their learning. I did that with the students on their brain pop quiz that they took. And also I did that with the checklist I provided with them with Think Circa to make sure that they felt comfortable as they went through each step and made sure that they covered every little component that came with it. And then the last thing I'd say that I covered with them was a quiz that I made on quizzes. And this was just a great way for the students to engage with the activities that I had created. So I'll just kind of show you that really quickly in a solo game format. And then you can see right here, you got the true-false questions, and it's on a timer, so the kids really were engaged with this. So overall, the lesson was a great activity. Looking back at my reflections, I'd say that if somebody's going to use this lesson, you need to be aware that it's going to take time and that you need to make sure that you need to differentiate for all the different learning levels. And it was a good activity to help strengthen my students' learning. And all this data will be used to discuss with our correspondent that we meet with in the fall. Overall, this was a fun activity, and I hope that you guys can look at my information and get something from it. Thank you and have a great day.